Anywhoosies, yeah, a lot of shit happened. Let's just say that you guys were pretty much enjoying some meals, and before having some unfortunate events occur. One being that a hag appeared, one with button eyes and needle-like fingers. Attacked both Fee and PB, which then continued to be it. All of my words today. Oh my gosh. Apparently, her reach went over Drake, who was losing his mind. His information from his books that he tried to show you all about the cauldron, that it may have an attachment to the hags, that they're able to last longer than they should. They're harder to kill, and there was some sort of war that was going until those words and the images of the cauldron seemed to slip off the paper. And an unfortunate, well, it may be helpful to that Brandywine thought. She used dispel magic on Drake, which caused him to collapse on the floor and just start muttering, cauldron, cauldron, hags, Endolin, war, over and over. And a very failed attempt from Tomoros and PB trying to get him back to sanity. And
it was life. Get him back to life.
Well, get him back to life. Well, true. Fortunately,
they did not channel enough evanescence to bring him back to life.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
But his shoe is in awesome shape.
During that time, you guys found out that once he became out of control, the navigation orb immediately just responded to anyone who touched it. Doesn't matter if they were a master or not. Brandywine, being her little chaotic side, decided to lurch the movable inn, which caused so many people to hit their heads against some headboards, and other people just fling back into bookshelves and getting some bumps and bruises and more confusion. But once PB took over, he learned that the navigation orb has made the house, or technically came across an anomaly, that they arrived already in downfall. From there, Tomoros, you took your steed to investigate, not realizing that you were still 30 feet up, but with bravado, you just went right down and faced the 3 frogs, bullywogs, that came into your path and intimidated them, especially the ladies, for information about downfall.
It was enhanced interrogation.
And, well, yes, it was, sir. It was truly, let's just say it was very chaotic. I mean, you got some information.
I got ton of information.
Well, you did learn that you can get to Balvorna by the elevator, which is actually up where her house is. There is a way you can communicate with the King Gullop, the 19th. He has connections with her and can grant a meeting. And the other option is climbing on some cross ropes that dangle upwards up to her house, but they are randomly spread throughout Downfall.
I propose we climb the ropes, kill the hag, come back down, visit the king, kill the king, and then move on.
You're just trying to climb up to number 1, aren't you?
But also, you know, sometimes the order of operation works.
But after you interrogated them, you came back inside the inn and checked on poor Fee, while the rest of you were we're communicating with amongst each other, and that's kind of where we left off. So, continuing on, we have right now, we'll just say PB is standing in the corner, still fuming, but he is keeping silent and charging next to the hearth. And we have Gek, who is currently leashed on Yunara, still fighting here and there, but still hugging him. Oh, hello, Salty. Welcome,
here.
welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
We just went through over a quick intro, but we're pretty much continuing off from where we left off. So you guys are about to do whatever you want to do before your long rest. And that is the time to do it before you encounter the next day of downfall.
Yanara is going to want to break away from the rest of the group and go upstairs and check on Fee, if Fee would let her. So if you wouldn't mind yeeting myself and Gek over to where Fee is on the map.
Sure. Let me move Brandywine real quick.
Oh no.
Is Tomoros still standing? Yes, yes, he is. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Can you unpause the game?
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
Yes,
Cool.
I can.
So seeing Tomoros and the giant ox, who she is actually quite impressed was able to fit up the stairs.
He's very limber.
Apparently, it's like a cat; it can squeeze into tight spaces.
Anything his head can fit through.
Hey, Tomoros, why don't you just holds out the leash? Why don't you and your husband go and have some alone time for a while?
Of course, but I believe Miss Fee is trying to get some rest at the moment.
Well, I'd like to peek in on her if that's all right.
I've already given her uppies and tucked her in real good.
Well,
But
if-
be that as may, I trust you to not disturb her rest.
I'll try not to work her up too much.
Come, husband, we have business to attend to.
Ow! So for better or worse, Tomoros now has the leash.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Gek as
will-
an improvised weapon.
There's a room with 2 twin beds, and there's a room with a king.
Yeah.
Which room has the master of the house in it?
Oh no.
Going down here.
This one over here.
Oh, Gek doesn't know that, so he's going up this door.
We have much to discuss.
Ow!
Young dragon, we are now wed.
Wait, 1 second.
Meanwhile, Bippy's over there chaperoning.
Oh, he is, isn't he? Yeah, nope. Zippy wants no part of this. Nope.
Gek is not climbing on the ox.
You're just like dangling off the side.
He's dragging his feet in the ground.
Can we do a contested athletics check?
Oh dear. Get the chaos out of the way now.
I'll go for it if you like. If you guys want to compete.
Oh, that was almost a natural 20.
Yeah. Hey.
Yes!
Didn't matter.
Wow.
So we have just determined that never mind, I can't finish that thought.
I think I
feel-
know where you were going.
Well, okay.
I think I have an idea, but I would prefer not to speak it out loud.
Good. Because I think, never mind, I can't finish that thought either.
For the sake of the children.
Yes.
Gex,
Hello
Gex-
there,
yeah.
little guy.
Gex comedy dice are just on point. He cannot
Hmm.
make a strength save to get out of a leash, and he cannot make a strength save to avoid Tomoros. So everywhere
It's
else,
almost
he
like
actually
Nicole is
just absolutely
irresistible.
bosses the rolls, but he is a
Yes.
slave to the meta bit.
He is irresistibly drawn to me. You cannot escape.
Gek's just being dragged backwards while the ox walks downstairs.
His head is hitting every single step.
So you guys are going down the stairs, if I hear correctly?
Yeah, just to the threshold. Somewhere
All
quiet
right.
to talk.
Talk.
Don't worry,
Oops.
I can prepare
I forgot
ceremony
one.
tomorrow to make it official.
Say, young dragon, husband, it has been brought to my attention that you might not be old enough to officiate this contract of ours.
I'm fine.
Can you keep a secret?
No.
Well, I am unable to tell a lie. I too am below the legal age of entering into contracts.
What?
I don't know if this marriage can work. Do you have a parent or guardian that can sign off on these matters?
Hey, Pumak, by the way is.
So that's a no.
Yes.
All of my guardians are dead. I don't know where that leaves me from a legal standpoint, but as much as I like you and respect you and have come to admire you, I'm afraid that in the eyes of the law, this cannot stand.
Oh,
You're giving me the cold shoulder.
he needs a minute. His heart has just been broken.
Gek just sits there and stares at you. I have someone walking by right now, so. Gek just sits there and stares at you, not knowing
This
what
must
you
be
actually-
really hard to explain. Who's walking by?
Yeah, that's why I'm not actually saying anything right now.
Baja's just giving you the side eye.
He always is. Okay,
So
so what did you
it's-
say?
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead.
As much as it pains me to say it, I believe this marriage, by its very nature, has been annulled.
Okay.
Oh,
Both
thank
of
the
you roll
gods!
me
I
on
thought you were going to
the
be so
Fey
grown
Madness
up
table,
about it.
please.
I have no idea what marriage is.
Both of you roll me on the Fey Madness table.
Oh
Oh,
dear.
jeez. I'm glad they're downstairs now.
We can't legally enter into contracts.
The Fae disagrees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can rules lawyer your way out of this marriage.
I am the Fae.
I'm just trying to rules lawyer my way out of like having to kill us both.
Oh, jeez. What? No! Again?
Roll
Go
on
ahead
this
and
table
roll
twice and
again.
receive both effects.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Also,
You
I
get to
didn't
roll
realize I was selecting
twice,
the ox.
Tomaros.
Yeah. Oh boy. Flip a coin. Oh no.
Oh, oh, please get the rhyme one.
What was that, Raina?
Please get the rhyme one. I
Slash RT2. Oh hell yeah!
oh, jeez.
Oh no, wait, no, that's actually really bad for the.
That is the Fae saying this marriage cannot end yet.
You have a 10-foot leash.
You still have to flip the coin.
Yes, he does.
Oh, I don't have a coin handy. 'cause-
Roll
Ju-
G2.
Yeah,
Fuck.
do
Yeah, 1d2.
No, I was gonna
Slash
flip a
R,
bottle
1d2.
cap I had on my desk.
For posterity.
Yes. Oh, thank God.
Yes! Yeah, damn it.
Man, just when I was about to break out the old karaoke machine.
No.
No, Yanara's upstairs. I mean, what?
As you were saying these terms, that your marriage is now annulled, you are both surrounded by brilliant sparkles of blue, pinks, and purples before something strange starts to happen, especially for a little Gek. His hands and feet immediately switch, but his eyes linger on you. and you could swear there are hearts and pulsating within those crazy
Oh,
eyes of his.
please.
Don't look at me, you rolled it.
We're gonna get banned.
I mean, this is not the worst inter-party romance that has happened on stream. So,
What are you trying to say, Treg?
Okay, Craig.
They
oh,
were.
you weren't
history
there
books.
for it, Raina.
They were history books. Prodigiously
history.
spent dark side history point books.
History.
Oh, baby.
Tomoros, you don't feel no ill effect. The only thing that you notice is this weird look upon your little friend.
Yeah, Gecko to take a step up the stairs with you and falls flat on his face. His hands and feet are completely swapped.
Ah! My nose!
What has happened to your limbs? The last time I saw that, it was a faulty pair of Tims.
He's gonna be fucking speaking nonsense for the entirety of the driving.
Yeah. was there a there's a visual effect to all this, right?
There was a visual effect to it. You were in the doorway, Brandywine. You even hear the very light thump as Gek fell on his face on the stairs.
I am still wearing Geli Deco as a bracelet.
Bracelet.
Guys, what? Oh, Heck, what you think? Oh no.
Help me! I'm falling, I can't get up!
I just lift him up by the leash, and I like set him down on the back of the ox.
Oh no.
The feet are where the hands are supposed to be.
Yes, something has happened to my newly platonic friend.
Reaches out and rubs your helmet with his feet.
Oh no.
It is unclear as to whether this effect will end.
And Brandywine, as you're standing there looking at Tomoros as he's speaking, his armor seems to be more shiny and more, how would one say, fitting upon his person. Something about him just charms you to the highest degree. He is the most handsomest thing you've ever laid your eyes on.
I would like to remind people in this moment that Tomiros is wearing just like an absolutely like torn up set of plate armor. Like it is dented, there's bits missing, there's bits of rust that are flaking off, and there's like a non-ignorable amount of just like various colors of dried blood and strange stains dotting the armor.
The man is not prolific in his armor hygiene.
Wardrobe. His wardrobe is lacking shine.
It's streetwear. It's streetwear. Oh no. No.
Are you gonna go take Gek to maybe fix him? What is
What's wrong with Gek?
hands, feet?
Oh. Leaning over to Brandy. Can a doctor really fix that?
He leans back over. I don't know. I know I can't. And the only one who might be able to is kind of lost his mind.
You're not talking about Fee though.
I believe he refers to the master of the house. Unfortunately, He's about as conscious as a dead mouse.
Is it?
What?
You can't question what I say. You're blinded by your attractions.
I'm
She's
upstairs.
not even there.
It's a weird analogy, man. Like, really weird.
I see the measurements. Measurements are happening.
As it may, something strange has occurred on this day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you now have a passion for rhyming?
Oh,
I'm trying to think of a rhyme for.
I doubt that passion would be considered the correct word. It is as if my brain has been picked apart by a strange bird.
well, we are in the Feywilds. Did you eat anything or say anything that might have ticked off?
Gek and I were just finalizing our divorce. As we're both underage, it was simply a matter of course.
Damn it.
Oh. Oh no.
Wait, hold on.
You tried to undo a Fey contract or not follow it?
You married Kobold?
It was when we were under the effects of the curse. Before Gek attached himself to my ox's purse.
Oh no.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If the Fae were really mad at you getting divorced, I mean, at least they could tolerate these terrible rhymes.
I know, this is awful. I don't know any words that rhyme with awful.
Like waffle?
Well, there is awful.
What in the 9 realms is a waffle?
You've never had a waffle before?
We sat them
No, and I'm starting to think that this is awful.
Not a waffle, not a falafel?
What?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're telling me you never had a waffle or a falafel at a sporting event?
Brandy
What in
just-
the hell is a sport?
Sport. Brandy. Brandy motions sport.
Is Brandy wearing win at 10 feet?
No, I'm not. I am close to the door.
Miro
The meta
dismounts.
spacing is on point tonight.
Perhaps you can help me work on my rhymes. It'll be like cooking with a hint of time.
Oh, no.
I don't think that was a rhyme.
Yeah.
Is there a charisma save or like wisdom save? No, it just happens.
It just
Oh,
happens.
no.
You're now both attracted to Tomoros.
Obsessively attracted.
Going to assume it's not a magical effect that detect magic / dispel magic would affect.
It,
the curse.
from what you have learned, it is remove curse that can
Okay.
take away these effects.
That's what I figured. Because Peacebot's peace innate ability to sense the disturbance of peace has been going off forever now, but this
Oh,
point's just
no.
trying to shut it all out.
That particular sensor has just started short-circuiting.
Oh,
Oh
Blown
no.
out.
he's making a mental note to Sifi about it. It must be faulty. There's no way it could be this broken, right?
Oh, Tomoros.
Yes, Miss Brandy? You're regarding me as if I was some sort of dandy.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Gek sees you both looking at him. He's mine! Go away!
It just
I
occurred
thought
to
you
me
were
that
divorced.
We were!
Gek stands up on the arc.
Oh wait.
Oh no.
Statement. Please, return to your rooms and sleep. This unit will prepare a means to an end to solve your predicament of mortal flesh.
He says
In the
he's
morning.
divorced. He is divorced, but he's not getting off his high or.
No, you're still with 10 feet.
No,
Brandy
Brandywine's
wine's
out of the effect though. It snaps
Brandy-
like a huge, like someone flicked you in the head as he walks away,
Are you
Hey.
aware of how to remove
and
this
then it came back
curse?
to effect.
Hold on, Tomros. No, don't. Oh.
As this is going on, we'll flip over to Fee and Yanara.
Can I do one thing first?
Oh, okay.
Okay, what's
Um,
your one thing?
So Brandy's is like, wait, no, don't come over. Oh, and you know, Tomros, I think I like your armor better. That if it was shining, I'm gonna cast heat metal on him.
Oh, jeez.
Why?
What? What?
Obsessively.
Zerk, what did we talk about?
Is it just me, or
Obsessively,
is it
Oh, sorry.
So I guess the
obsessively
real question
attracted.
is PB actually affected at all, since PB doesn't have a real concept of what beauty or handsome or any of that is. He's an automaton.
Hasn't stopped people before.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
does say any creature. Do you qualify as a creature?
Any
Technically a
I
creature.
do
construct,
kind of
right?
creature. But I mean, saying, do I care? Like, I might, I guess, see you? Well, I guess it says to just say become obsessively attracted, so I guess.
But you're not a creature,
Mhm.
you're a construct.
Mm,
I think player warforges
Yeah.
are in a special category of creature.
Or
Is it
forged.
just me, or is it getting hot in here? I wonder if the master of the house
or
has a fridge full of beer.
for the sake of brevity, I will have PB roll a wisdom check to see
I mean-
if he will be under the influence.
I can't do anything about it now anyway. I can take remove, or I can prepare remove curse in the morning. So that's why I'm telling them to just go to fuck to sleep.
Oh no, I'm talking about the attraction thing.
I know, but there's nothing I can do about. Even if I am attracted, I can't do anything about.
Go the fuck to sleep.
That was PB's way of saying it. Was statement go to sleep. But yeah, go the fuck to sleep. Wisdom.
And I just saw the heat metal. Okay, so you were serious about this. Okay.
Gremlin.
Yeah, PB, you're not affected by the attraction thing.
He just sees him glint.
Did you just hurt him?
Statement. Your armor looks good. Consider maintenance approved. Now, please, go to your rooms. This unit will prepare the solution in the morning. Peace has been disturbed. Just turns.
You heard the man, it was time for bed.
I was legitimately expecting him to say, "Now, please go the fuck to bed."
We will
With
do this in
that-
the morning instead.
Right, why did you actually just hurt poor Tomeros?
His armor is
Yeah.
starting to glow red hot.
And with that, we'll pan over to Yanara and Fee.
We will end as Gek just starts to hurl himself at Brandywine.
Okay, we'll keep pause frame there. Fee,
We'll be right
Yanara
back.
moment.
Go.
Da-da-da.
Okay, and now for something completely different.
Although I do need to take off now, so.
All right, have fun.
Show me
Bye,
that it
Noko.
happens. First person that touches Tomeros stays in me ties. I might get smacked.
Okay.
I'm obsessively attracted to him. You know how bad
Uh-huh.
that is? People fucking
We all
stalkers
are.
thing outside. Yeah. So we'll just have a brawl down here. Fucking up there is gonna be like, what the fuck's going on down there?
Yanara's gonna come back down the stairs, and it's like that GIF with the room is on fire, and
Community
Mhm.
gif.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So let's Tomeros and Gek disappear down the stairs. Yanara's just gonna knock on Fee's door. Fee, can I come in?
Yeah, sure, please. Hi, Yanara.
I suppose it would be a little silly to ask if you're okay.
Yeah, I'm not, but thank you for asking.
Do you want to talk about it?
I mean, I don't know. Everything just started hurting, you know? I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. And she kind of tips her head down, rolls over, and just kind of looks away at the wall.
I don't understand. Is that new for you?
It's certainly never hurt before. All of my experiments and tinkering and everything, I never felt any pain. I always just assumed I had a high pain tolerance. I think somewhere in my line there was some dwarven blood, but I don't know. How could I have not known?
I don't really have an answer for that, but you could always make adjustments, right?
What? I don't know. I'd have to look back at my notes. I think I have at least some of my calculations and schematics in my notebook. I'd have to check. But I don't even know what's wrong. I don't know why it suddenly... It was as if all of the synthetic sensation transfers, the arcano regulators just overloaded.
You see Yanara's eyes just kind of glaze over when you start going into the technical speak.
Yeah, V doesn't even see that she's staring at the
Yeah.
other wall, and she's...
Yeah.
I don't know. And then... Oh, poor Dumbledore. I'm sure he felt the same things. Was it always? Yanara, I don't like the Feywilds.
It's not the easiest place to live. I've lived here all my life. I still don't feel like I have a very good grasp of it.
Nothing makes sense. Everything just seems at the whims of chaos.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the sense that, I don't know, I've never really been one to turn my nose up at, people trying to have a good time. A little chaos can be fun, but we're certainly surrounded by it now, aren't we?
You're not wrong. I guess I've been... I've always been thinking about the children and saving them, and been trying to keep us all moving in the right direction, but how can I? I'm no leader. I'm just me. If I couldn't have known I was in pain, how can I possibly help with anyone else? I don't know how many people I've hurt over the years, just by not knowing I was hurting them.
See Yanara kind of just kind of look down, and then she just kind of like gingerly sit at the edge of Fee's bed. Like, I don't know what it's like to be in your position. You know, I'm not a healer. I don't know anything about alleviating people's pain, but I think that in my own way, I do understand.
What do you mean?
So it's easy to forget because it's not reflected in the character art, but you would have noticed at this point that Yanara always has like Jester's makeup on her face, you know, kind of not entirely dissimilar to like the kind that Mr. Light has, like with a big old smile, you know, and a white face, you know.
Mhm.
Well, you've noticed that I'm never without my stage makeup, right? Even when we were tramping through the woods.
Sure, I noticed. I can't say I was ever a fan of uh, clowns.
Yeah, well, it's I don't wear this because I love it. I wear it because it's easier than trying to explain the reason why I just never look like I give a damn about anything. I don't know if you've clocked it because I've always had my face covered, but
Well, I guess not to be rude, but I guess maybe your stern demeanor was a little off-putting.
yeah, well, I wasn't always like this, you know? I don't know what happened. One day I could smile and the next I couldn't. I could still feel happiness and joy just like I always could. I just can't show it anymore. So now I always look like I just don't care. I'm the same person I always was, but now everyone treats me like, I don't know. At best, they pity me or want to fix me, and most of the time they just give me a wide berth like I'm contagious or something, but at worst, they try to test me, see if I'm capable of feeling anything at all. I've been jumped from behind by people trying to frighten me. I've been held down and tickled to see if a laugh could be forced out of me. Once, I even had someone pretend to love me just to see if I had a heart to break. Even my own family treated me differently. I'm not sure they ever understood it was something I couldn't control. All I know is that once I lost my smile, they never looked at me the same way again. I couldn't stand not being able to even make my family happy, so I left. Joined the carnival. Kind of cliche, isn't it? But I guess it makes sense. I'm a freak, so I fit right in. I'm a performer, Fee. Ever since my mother taught me how to play the flute, I've loved watching my music put smiles on people's faces. But ever since I lost my smile, it's like it's impossible to make anyone happy no matter how hard I try. If I look like I don't care about their happiness, then how can they be expected to show joy in what I do? That's why I walk around with a huge smile painted on my face. It maintains the illusion, at least for a while, but it's fake. And that's what I feel like all the time, a big fake. So, I may not know exactly what you're going through, but I do understand how it feels to have the thing that you've dedicated your life to, the thing that brings you joy, the thing that you do for the benefit of others, just blow up in your face. But at least you have the chance to fix it, Fee. You can make adjustments. You can take what you're experiencing and harness it so that you can do everything you can to never cause pain ever again. But I don't know if I'll ever be fixed. Maybe I'll have to go the rest of my life with a smile painted on my face just to trick people into thinking I'm not an unfeeling monster. So I know you're hurting now, but in the long run, you might not have it so bad after all.
Hearing all this, Fee kind of shifts and rolls over. There's fresh tears coming down her face at Yanara's story, and kind of looks up at her. Oh, Yanara, I'm so sorry. That's all so barbarous. How could someone treat you like that?
I guess it's just a natural thing to want to poke at the thing that isn't normal. I haven't been normal for a long time. Even when they're not actively antagonizing me, it's still not the same as it used to be. I'm tired of being looked at with pity or like I'm something to be avoided. I don't even know how long it's been since I last saw my family.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what it would be like not being able to trust your family.
I don't know if it's that I can't trust them. It's just that it was heartbreaking seeing the way that they looked at me, looking at me like I was... like there was something wrong with me. Even when they tried to put on a happy face for my benefit, it all just seemed like they were playing pretend. I can't have people pretend around me. So instead, I pretend. I pretend to be normal. I put on a mask so that people don't question the way that I am.
Well, I appreciate you telling me, and no, you don't have to pretend around me. I don't really care about smiles. Most of the time I'm too focused on what I'm working on to catch how other people are feeling. But, well, I do appreciate you coming and seeing me. I'm sorry I ran away. I guess I was just, well, like I said, lost in my own thoughts again.
Well, I think that you have a right to be lost in your own thoughts given what you've just gone through. I didn't mean to come in here and try to make you feel like I have it worse than you. I'm just trying to help you see that you're not alone.
No, I appreciate it a lot. I don't know if I'll be ready to... Well, I guess I'm just feeling very tired, and I hope that we can... I may need someone else to, I guess, try to keep everyone moving in the right direction. I don't know how useful I'm going to be.
I wouldn't discount yourself. I mean, sure, you may be going through a hard time right now, but we've all seen how capable you are. You just need to bounce back. But I think you'll get there.
Well, I wish I had your confidence.
I've always had confidence in other people. It's myself that I've never had confidence in. I mean, the thought of leading this party, it's terrifying to me. I've never envied you, the fact that you just kind of stepped into that position yourself, kept us all moving forward. If it hadn't been for you, then we might still be playing carnival games.
It was something my mother always said, is if you're not doing something, then you're actively doing nothing. And nothing is worse than something.
Well, maybe just hold on to that. You certainly deserve your rest, but maybe tomorrow you can try doing something again.
Perhaps, yes. Yanara?
Hmm?
Would you be a dear and hand me my satchel?
Of course. It goes over to where it is, grabs it by the straps, and just delicately sets it in front of Fee.
Thank you.
She just kind of nods a little bit more, reaches out her one hand, and just touches Yanara on the knee.
I know. Well, I know you're doing your best, and thank you for coming to see me. You don't have to pretend around me. If you ever need a break, just let me know.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Fee. Would you like me to stay with you tonight?
No, I think I've got Dumbledore here, and well, he's very cuddly, and well, I think he deserves some cuddles after what I've put him through these years. But I appreciate the offer.
Of course. I suppose I'll leave you to it then.
She just kind of nods slowly.
She just looks at you for a moment, like, you know, she wants to smile, but she can't, and that just breaks her heart. So instead, she just gives you a nod, and then she just slowly walks out the door.
Yanara?
Yeah?
Could I have a hug?
Yeah, I think I could do that. Walks back over to the edge of the bed and just leans down and just gives Fee a big ol' hug.
She wraps one arm around you and kind of buries her head in Yanara's wild mane of hair. Just holds very tightly for probably longer than most people would find comfortable. Eventually she let go and just smile, that sad smile.
You're a good person, Yanara. Thank you.
I think that's the first time I've heard that in a while. Thank you for saying so.
She just kind of nods and kind of slowly rolls over and just kind of hugs the pillow for a minute as Yanara heads out.
Yeah. She'll just walk out the door and close it softly behind her. And continue back down the stairs where I assume chaos is happening.
Indeed, chaos is indubitably happening as you watch as Gek leaps from the ox and going towards Brandywine. I need Gek to roll a athletics, while Brandywine rolls acrobatics.
Well, yep.
Where'd my roll go?
Don't know.
Oh,
There it is. Yep.
Had a little hiccup on my end.
I do not have Noko's rolls, so
Nope, I gave it to Tomoros for the time being.
Oh
Or-
no.
To Nox.
Oh
yeah.
Tomoros into a miniature sun is broken as she dodges out of the way of an angry Gek. But she's still within. What's Gelly Deco doing? By the way,
Gelly
Gelly
Deco is just screeching. He's just screeching loudly, and Gek and his. Him stop! Get me off of her!
No, the
goes
Gelly
flying into
Deco's
the wall.
What's Tomaros's reaction before I decide to do something stupid?
Cease these hostilities, you silly fools! I know I am hot, but there are rules!
Not much.
Well,
Not much.
I caught that there was some opposed athletics rolls that happened, and that was it.
that's pretty much it. Brandywine was successful. Gek is now landing on his face, and now Brandywine is now a wolf. And starting to drag away Tomoros.
of course
Well, I
she
mean, I'll
is.
definitely contest the athletics that, but not to try and avoid being pulled away, to try and pet the dog as I'm being pulled away.
Oh, who's a good little doggy? Coochie coochie coo!
Oh no. No. No, Nox. You're encouraging it. Okay.
With the position you're in now, Yunara, you are now affected by his.
My
Well,
glow. My
okay.
radiant glow.
I thought he was still over here though. Where
Did you?
how did
Who
things
moved
move?
him?
PB is about to just go cast sleep on everyone. He
I-
doesn't know
I
sleep,
would-
but he has a
I
mace.
am about to, yeah. Because Yadara comes down the stairs and sees all this, and she's like, really? Yeah, especially after hearing everything that Fee just told her about how, like, I can't keep this party together. Like, oh, gee, yeah.
it's a party, all right.
Cast command. I can
Oh,
just
no.
command everyone to go to sleep. Hold up.
I can cast suggestion to make people go to sleep. Or I can cast fear and make people afraid of me so that they'll hopefully run to the rooms and go to sleep.
I could just command them to go to sleep.
Go to sleep. There's a monster in the house. Go to sleep.
I mean, there's a fucking dire wolf in the house right now.
Yes, she rolled
And
a
she's
22.
a very good girl.
Nox, you're rolling to resist, right?
I'm rolling to pet the dog.
I mean, you can pet the dog, so.
Can I roll animal handling instead of athletics?
Sure. I mean, you're being pulled as you're going, so
That's fine.
yeah.
I've been
you're
distracted
still-
by presence of dog. How well do I pet this dog?
You
Gonna pet that
well,
dog.
being that she picks you up by the arm and you're being dragged with your free arm, you're like rubbing the side of her forearm and along her neck and reaching her giant head.
What the fuck is
Who's
that?
a good girl? Gucci gucci goo.
Dragging him towards the kitchen with my halved movement.
Stop it! That tickles.
Light growling.
Oh yeah, Gek follows because he's still on a leash.
Just being dragged behind.
That's my 50 feet of movement.
Oh, you still can still go.
I'm trying to do this a little bit structured so that the chaos is sort of.
Sure. Okay. So you do
Organized,
that.
not lost.
They're being moved. Is anyone here willing to stop them?
Hey, P-Spot. what do you think about that whole suggest people to go to sleep thing? Because I'm about right there with you.
Statement. If this unit could have the equivalent of migraine, this unit would have it. Peace has been disturbed. He just looks over. I already reset because I was trying to set up, but I think I still had at least 2 casts of my first level left. Because I used Healing Word and I used Bless.
Scrape of metal across carpet.
I might be able to help you out with this, actually.
He just looks over at Yanara. Sleep. Just command.
You know what? Hang on. Hold on.
Oh.
Before he does this, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm casting Bane.
Okay. Put that in the chat log for me, please.
I'm working on it. Hang on.
Can you cast a spell in Wild Shape?
I'm not wild shaped. I'm not the druid in this campaign. Wake up.
My brain is on autopilot. Thank you. For some reason, I thought you were the wolf.
The
And that
potato has moved
Autopilot.
from the pants to the brain.
I think it's an airplane mode.
How do I select more than one target? I'm boundary stupid.
Shift click.
Oh, shift click. I was shift right clicking. Okay.
Yeah, shift click.
Oh, I can also cast it higher slots, which I could easily hit everyone if I just upcast it, since I have not used any of my. Did not use any of my second levels, or my third levels for the day.
Charisma was one of my dump stats.
Tomaros.
I forgot I have to actually hit the button.
Awesome. They're all
Wow.
Bane.
Well,
Okay.
I thought
So
he
they
has
get a
aura.
They get a D4 off their checks. Go ahead, P-Spot.
All right, we're gonna hit all 3 because I'm gonna upcast my fucking thing to a 3rd level to command all of them to fucking go to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, this might be interesting.
You're in dog form. Oh, you're a druid.
I am a druid, though, so.
I will silvery barbs that. I silvery barbs that natural 20.
Why is the doggy so wise?
Because Brandy.
God damn it. Well, okay, at least we got 2 of them. Wait, hang on.
Immediately it's
Hold
like,
on. How did you roll a natural 20? Oh, because of Bane. Okay. I was like, wait, how do you get the same number? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Hey, P-Spot, you get advantage for whatever.
Okay. Well, 2 of them are commanded to go to sleep.
They immediately fall asleep. You watch as Tomaros just starts snoring away. His arm that was crazily petting over Brandywine just goes limp and falls to his side. Gek is now drooling on the floor and still being tugged by Brandywine, who looks to be very resistant to the magical effects of sleep.
Although she has to stop because all of a sudden dead weight from sleepy night.
Tomiris is just falling flat on his face, and he's doing the.
So Yadara sees at this point that Gek and Tomrose are both fucking fast asleep. Great. Brandy is still up, so she is just going to march right up to Brandy.
Oh no.
Just grab her snout and make her look Yadara right in the face. Brandy, go to fucking bed.
Also, Yanara, you just came within 10 feet of her.
I don't give a shit.
Is that enough to snap her out of the obsessive affection thing? Or
No.
for a second? No.
No, she's doing unspeakable things to my sleeping form.
Hmm.
So are you're
Animal
casting
handling?
are you casting suggestion on Brandywine, or is it more you're intimidating her?
Right now, I'm just trying to intimidate her because I would like to think that even in whatever weird ass chaotic state Brandy is in, she has seen Yanara pissed.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to capitalize on that.
Yeah, roll me intimidation check.
Oh, great! I'm good at this.
I will roll charisma save at disadvantage for shits and giggles.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
You're still baned. God damn it! No, I still made it. Okay. Bane!
Yeah, you definitely. It took your words just shook Brandywine to her core. She's staring up at you.
Slight yelp, although she still has Tomorosa's arm in her mouth. So she does do sit and lay down.
And
Or at
she
least
just-
as much as she can from you.
So Yadara is still just kind of like, she's still kind of worked up, and she just wheels around and looks at Sorcerer. Are you going to go to fucking bed?
How late is it? Where is bed?
By behind the ox that's blocking the stairs at the current moment.
Well,
The ox is sleeping on the stairs now, having seen Tomiro's fall flat on his face.
I would like to climb around the ox and find wherever bed is. Bed
Yeah.
sounds nice.
Yeah, I bet it does.
PB is
You
just going to
bet
drag
it
Tomoros
does.
off.
Oh, I just took psychic damage in real life.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Hey!
Hey, it wasn't me this time.
Okay,
I don't know why you're so
I-
mad about it, though, Yanara. Why
I
you so
didn't
ex-
Just go to bed, Sorcerer.
Wait, does my allure stop when I'm asleep?
Your what?
My allure. My
Allure.
romantic,
Nope.
My pure, raw sexual energy.
Well, since PB apparently is safe from it, he is going to walk up to your sleeping form, grab you by the cuff of your armor, and drag you off into the other room to stuff you in a corner for the time being.
Yep. Thank
There's
you,
just a layer
P-Spot.
of soot. There's a trail of soot being left behind him as the heat metal
And
spell
there goes
fades.
Gek. Being dragged by
Terms and
people.
service of the peace they have
That's
signed has
fine.
been nullified. This
That's
unit will
fine.
now put these over here for reprimandation.
As
Close the door.
There you go.
so
Can't
apparently
stop
as soon as Palomaros is outside of range, Brandy puffs.
He just chucks them onto the couch.
Puffs, chuffs, shakes her head, looks around, looks at Yanara. There's a short whine.
Don't. Come on. Don't give me that. We've had our fun today. It's sleep time now.
And she just she shifts back into her normal sunny-haired self, and knees are drawn up. Or she's sitting on her knees in kind of that a cartoony fell down and hit my boo-boo or hit my head kind of thing. holding the side of her face. It's like, yeah, I think Tomaros did something.
Tomaros is always doing something. He's gone now.
All I did was get divorced.
And that made you, available on the market again. So it's your own fault. Stupid, sexy
I can't control
Tomaros.
my own raw sexual energy. I can't deal with the effects of that.
The Fae wants
A
to
newly
make...
single man is the most attractive commodity, apparently.
The Feywild wanted to make sure that he wasn't single. They didn't care who.
Or what?
Or what.
Oh, man.
Singleness
This is
is to
terrible.
ungodliness.
What's going on? Everybody was yelling, and I could hear everybody from the kitchen.
Sorry, I walked into some weirdness. I'm not sure what exactly happened, but the situation has been resolved now. Sorry to have disturbed you. Everyone is going to bed, right, Brandy?
Yeah, everyone. Where did Gilly Deco slip off of Brandy as soon as he could?
Yes, she did.
Oh, she did?
Yes, she did.
Oh, it appears to be with me.
Yep. It is glaring down at Brandywine. It looks a little smushed. Its jelly
Oh, no.
innards is kind of splitting out of its donut
No!
body. It's looking really angry at you.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Healing word. Don't know if it helps. But
I mean, it's the pastry pet.
I know, but pastry pets seem very fragile as NPC pet companions.
Mm-hmm. Well, there should be a couple more rooms, beds, if no one has taken the master bed next to the, fee. I assume, and then of course there's the study, or you could sleep in the basement. I could probably take the ox to the basement.
I think he's completely...
Or he'll stay on the stairs. Yep, that's fine too.
He actually looks kind of cuddly. Oh,
The ox moves down the stairs and out of the way. For
Oh.
lying back down.
thank you. Yeah, I really don't want to sleep alone. Today's just been weird.
All right, come on. Let's see if we can't find a room.
Yeah, there's, like I said, there should be one more available. There's a double bed in there. Should be on the first door on the left.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Brandy, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Up the stairs they go.
Yay.
And we're going the fuck to bed, and this bit is now over.
Not my fault.
So
I
so
never asked
saith
for
I.
this. I never asked for this.
Oh no, I froze. Where did you guys
Not
go
my
to?
fault.
I think we're still down.
We're still down here.
Okay, one second. It literally froze on me, so I'm like,
Whee!
perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys easily find the room on the left, and you go to bed. While the rest of you are being under the magical effects of sleep, and Fee being alone in her room. Are you currently sleeping, Fee, or what you doing there with the satchel?
Muted. For a little while, Fee is sitting there. Dumplemore slowly crawls back into her arms, and she just cuddles with him for a little while until the badger drifts off into a a light dose. And after that, she actually will, as gently as she can, ease herself up to be sitting with, her back to the headboard with the pillows behind her, and pulls out a number of her schematics and notebooks and other things that are buried in the bottom of her bag. They haven't been opened in a while, obviously, and starts to read her way through them, trying to ascertain the root cause of exactly why to her mind, the arm just suddenly overloaded with pain. She's trying to ascertain, again, just looking through the designs, looking through the calculations, the arcane sigil work and whatnot, and just doing some theoretical investigation as to what exactly might have happened, or what exactly was happening that she didn't know about.
I can definitely say if you want to make an arcane check over your specific prosthetic limb, using your tinker tools, it'll give yourself a little bit of an advantage to figure out what the problem is with the help of your schematics. So,
Okay. Just a straight Arcana roll.
with your advantage with the tinker tools or
Okay.
proficiency.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So Arcana. Okay. Yep. I understand. So let's do this. Intelligence advantage. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Good thing I had advantage.
So, yeah, with your schematics in your hand and just having that fresh learning of what pain you have missed all these years, it immediately comes to you like, without this equation, it could be something to do with the magic kind of affecting the actual nervous system of, as you put on your prosthetic limb to your stump. But other than that, it's, if you want more in-depth development with having to use the knobs that are attaching to your slump to actually fit with the nervous system, that's going to deal more with a medicine check. But mostly it's just the unbalance of your magical talent shooting through this metal limb of sorts and just having a little haywire of what you felt was lightning, fiery lightning going up your arm and just attacking that nervous system.
Yeah, as she's looking through it, she clocks some of the calculations, and notices that some of them were done, perhaps maybe in haste, perhaps ignorantly, of the ratios of the arcane weave currents that would synthesize the physical manifestation of touch, of of dexterity, all of those sort of things. There was a misinterpretation of a ratio, and she's starting to trace this through the calculations and starts noticing that, oh, okay, these are far higher than they need to be. And from that, eventually she'll eventually jot down some notes about it, and at least for the night, she'll once she's kind of come to this realization, she's going to close the books, turn off her little light rock that she's handed out a couple to other people, but she had one left over for herself. It's kind of like a little reading light that she actually hooks up onto her little glasses she's got there, and will ruminate over a night's rest on that. Next, perhaps come the morning, she'll have a better idea of how to tinker with the actual arm and see how she can rebalance some of the arcane transfers. So.
Very well. As that is going on, Sue will approach you, PB, as you you're still lingering in the doorway between the foyer and the
He's
study.
standing guard. He's not
So
letting
she-
people pass.
She approaches you and she's like, "Oh, hi, PB. I just want to say that with all the chaos that happened today, that I wanted to apologize to you because you've been trying to be very helpful in a peaceful manner, and I'm not here to break any more peaceful, so please don't smite me or kill me.
Statement.
Please."
This unit would never do such a thing unless it was for the betterment of peace. And you are not breaking any of the terms and agreement of the contract. These two, however, and he kind of like partially turns his head to look over the two, are the source of the disturbance. They will remain in quarantine until such a time that this unit can prepare a solution.
Well, from what all the yelling I heard and everything, it seems like they can't really get out of the pact that somehow fell upon them. You know how the Feywilds are, all chaos and fun. But if you kind of backfire on a pact like that, especially one that's been made in matrimony, Feywilds don't like you going back on your word. I mean, there are ways to get out of it, but I'd rather they not do that. I mean, that's how the hags get involved and all. And she
Yes.
kind of shifts in place at that.
Yeah, and she mentioned that like PB's eyes kind of narrow. Well, I guess narrow for like the eye filters narrow and kind of grow a little brighter. Anger. They would best not to get involved. This unit already has a designation to terminate one.
Well, as much as anybody wants them to be, well, gone, it's certainly a challenge. And from what happened today with Master and all, I took the liberty of the book that he was reading, and for some reason his notes and knowledge are not even in there anymore. I have a feeling that the three of them kind of attacked him at once, since he has been around for a long time. And she'll look down at the floor at that. I kind of feel a little at fault here. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Too many variables. This unit is unknown who is to blame. This unit's only known based on evidence provided is that the hag that caused harm to party and violated the contract of peace must be eliminated.
Well, in the meantime, there was this in the back of it, and she gives you a scroll. I don't know what it's for, but I'm assuming it may help your party.
What is Detect Magic telling me about the scroll? If anything.
You getting strong vibes of abjuration. Will you like to open it?
Yeah, you'll open it.
So as you open it, you're like reading over the words, and then you start to recognize, I mean, it's not written so commonly, like ingredients and whatnot. It seems to be more like a chant of sorts, and at first you're kind of puzzled of what it's saying to you before it starts to manifest to what the most common language that you can speak of. I mean, common, but any other language that you have under your belt starts to come together. informed to where you recognize it, and you notice it's actually a scroll of remove curse at 5th level.
At 5th level. Like I was gonna say,
Mhm.
PB should recognize that because he can. I mean, as a cleric, he does know remove curse. I just have to prepare the darn thing. Okay. Yes. Appreciative. Thank you. I do not know what transgressions you perceive to say, but this will aid at least the problem that exists with that specimen over there.
Well, in any case, it may or may not happen again. Being in the Feywilds, anything could happen. And from what Master told me, Sablina's not in control anymore. So it wasn't always like this, you know. In any case, I hope it's useful to you, and who knows? Maybe it might go away in the morning. But I hope you have a good rest. And I'll see you in the morning. Oh, apparently, from what I remember, your charging station is kind of in between those bookshelves. And she points through the little gap of the doorway where Brandywine previously fell, and you see a little charging station just kind of rusted and covered in cobwebs. That's where you were resting the last time you were here, from what the log says anyways. And she points to the notebook on the high bench for behind her in the foyer.
Confusion. This unit does not recall a prior time here. We'll need logs fixed.
Well, you're free to look in my book. But in the meantime, I better make sure everything's back in order. Night, PB. And she'll turn around and start making her way back towards the kitchen and getting everything all cleaned up.
Okay. Well, I guess I don't have to prepare a remove curse then. Or actually, I might just in case at this rate.
I
Probably a good
I
call.
think that's wise.
Yeah. Alright. He stares down at the scroll, looks over at the sleeping Tomrose, lets out a robotic equivalent of a sigh, and starts prepping what he needs to do to cast remove curse to remove the alluring effect. If the rhyming effect stays, PB doesn't really care.
Well, with
Please
remove
free me from this
curse,
hell. Oh God, please.
it says at your touch, all curses affecting one creature object end. So it will remove both of them
Well,
if
now I
you
got a
were to do
decision.
so.
Can we keep it?
Hmm.
The rhyming, that is.
Well, unfortunately, my curse got
Please.
dispelled, so I no longer have my old friend guiding my actions. So yeah, PB would 100% remove the curse.
All right. So you reach down to touch Tomrose as he's sleeping away, snoring, and you look next to Gecko, who's also drooling and snoring with his mouth agape, tongue wagging on the side of his crooked teeth, bug eyes, little shielded in his weird kobold way. But as you reach down and do remove curse on him, you watch as these purples and blues and pink lights form around him. And at first they start to buzz wildly and start to swarm around your own head before they just pop out of existence.
Piss off, spooky ghosts.
But nope, P-Spot is now no longer under the effects of being the most handsome creature in the world, and
He never
Tomrose.
was.
I mean,
excuse me,
Peacepot still is. Peacepot still is not a curse. This is just natural for him.
Tomrose, my apologies. And what was the other thing you had? Tomrose, you
Speaking in
had
rhyme.
Singing
No,
in your eye, or
let him keep that one. That one's fun.
Was that a curse? Was that really a curse?
No, this is the way I want.
It
This is
was
the
a
way I am.
blessing.
Yeah. And after that, he will kind of stare at him. Still, like, he sees that he knows the magic worked, but will still go back, close the door before going to his charging station.
And as you're filtering off their night, you watch from the corner of your eye as weird, grotesque sounds start to happen over by Gek as his hands and feet go back to normal.
What? Oh.
Meat bags in there, odd sleeping noises.
For the remainder of the night, none of you really dream. It feels numbing, to be honest, as you sleep in this cozy beds, listening to the chirping and crickets outside in the swamp. Even some of you hear the faint, whimsical music in the background before it just disappears entirely. But nothing occurs for the rest of the night. And to be honest, it doesn't feel like 8 hours of sleep. It's just you close your eyes, and when you wake, blink them back open. It's now morning.
Do
Can't
we still
tell.
get the long rest?
Well, of course, you get the long rest.
I don't dream of electric sheep.
Electric sheep.
No, do you?
I would say, with you being in your charging station, it took a moment to get yourself familiarized with it, but you feel the warm comforts in the soles of your feet as you stand there and your eyes start to fade into that sleep mode, and in your metallic brain you feel the cogs start to shift and turn, and you could have sworn you hear some metallic bawling by sheeps in the back of your head.
Perfect. Peace has been achieved.
You all awake by the sounds of more chirping and frogs croaking outside, as it's much more louder and noisier than yesterday compared to the 3 frogs that you encountered. In fact, as some of you are looking outside the window, you see a crowd of bullywugs looking up at the end and pointing at it.
Randy goes to the window, assuming this is a window over here. Does she see?
Yeah,
friend?
you see a large crowd of bullywugs dressed in very fancy dresses, the hideous wigs that look like beehives, and fake hair that have those curls on the side of their heads. Some of them don't really fit on their heads and they're kind of falling off, but they try to put it back on. And some of them are just trying to maneuver their fancy ties and those frilly collars as they talk amongst themselves. But there's a large group, about maybe 15 bullywugs, just looking at it at the inn in amazement.
Jan?
Oh, is it time for bullshit already?
There's a bunch of bullywogs outside.
I wish that surprised me.
You get a delightful smack in the eye by the Gellyducko's tongue.
Ow.
Who, me or her?
Me,
Hey,
I
Nara.
assume. Ouch.
Hey, you be nice to Jan, or else you're gonna be back on my wrist. Wait, no.
It flicks its tail in your direction as if putting up a middle finger.
Don't give me that sass.
You realize that you are arguing with a lizard.
I talk to animals.
Not
What
right
makes
now,
you
you don't.
Bro.
Kelly Gecko just shakes its head at both of you and just hops off from Inara's shoulder and starts waddling his way towards the door.
Yep. Like, nope, I've had enough of this.
Wait, no, come back.
And it just starts rolling on its circular side through a gap of the door and just goes right there.
Brandy hits the door with her face.
Brandy, oh, Jesus Christ. No,
Who's that?
that's a good question. I don't know. It was just something that felt natural to say. Hey, Brandy, before you walk out that door, Inara hands her a potato.
Oh, that's right. Where to put this one?
Hey, Sorcerer's still sleeping.
That's right, he is still sleeping.
But what?
Anyways,
Oh dear.
she pockets the potato and plans to do something with it later. What's everyone else doing? Ooh.
Tomiros was told to fall asleep. He was not told to wake up.
Still
I
has a
mean,
duration, but
That's true.
PB just comes over at the noise, I guess, of the bollywogs. Kind of like
Mhm.
it's like does what he thinks is a gentle slap awake, but he's a robot hitting a metal tin can of equivalency. So I'm guessing it's mostly like hitting a pot with a pot. Alarm! Your guests have arrived that you interrogated yesterday. Basically,
What?
your amphibian friends have arrived. The ones that you
And-
interrogated yesterday.
And you
The
actually
frogs are
see one of
here.
them with their face pressed into the window, and it looks like a child bullywug trying to look in. Its big, giant green yellow eye looking at you.
Hopefully this time I will not employ tactics of fear.
Statement. Please avoid charisma as well, as we have seen what that occurred last night.
I cannot help being beautiful. It is something that makes me feel shameful. I did not realize the effect I would have on these people.
Exasperation. Whatever the case, they seem perhaps to want to deal with you.
Then I will go and treat with these frogs. Hopefully, none end up dead in the bog.
I cannot.
He looks at
there we
Gex
go.
still sleeping, considers what peace might bring, and just leaves him asleep. Perhaps this is better.
Wait,
But
where's
now the
the
leash is unattended, so
what window are the frogs at?
right here.
Wait, I didn't.
This
see
is
that.
a window right here.
Oh, over there. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna open the door and poke my head out of it. It was locked.
The door remains locked despite you trying to open it.
Athletics check.
Sure.
I thought you were going to seduce it.
Charisma check.
The door?
Horny paladin.
I mean,
So, does that 14 get me anything?
Yeah, you twisted the knob at just the right motion, and you hear it kind of sink off to the right, and the latch kind of falls in your hand, and you're like, oh, you broke the knob.
Shoddy craftsmanship.
The door swings open, but it then swings back at you.
Hello there, frog friends.
There he is! Mom, there he is! Oh my god! What is he? I don't know. What is he? He looks ridiculous. I mean, look at him. He's just a metal pot.
The answer to that often depends.
What are you? And then all these kids start swarming. These bulbous little kids that's wearing ridiculous yellows and green outfits, just like trousers to polka dot dresses to frilly Lolita dresses come swarming around you, just poking at you and trying to figure out what you are.
How many?
He doesn't even have web feet.
They
Look at
jumped
him.
up 30 feet into the floating house.
Yep.
Holy shit! I guess they are frog people.
How
Is there
many
anything I
are
can do like to stop them from getting into the house?
Well, you can certainly try. You can try doing athletics versus athletics.
I will take that chance.
You
I'm just
pushing
standing in the
them?
doorway. Oh, fuck.
Primrose once again falls out of the house.
One meets. Okay. Well, two of them kind of pretty much jump over you with acrobatic and somersaults, and even a twirl over your head, while the other one just slams right into your stomach and just falls down to the floor, or more or less just going down into the back of the water, back onto the ground of the
Because
swampy
it was still water. It's double.
Yep, it's
fall
swampy
damage.
water. Bye, kid.
My, what a marvelous show! That is something to be proud of, you know.
Why does he speak like that? I don't know.
He's
How many are
weird.
there? How many are there?
What is this? And they're like
I
start poking
attempted
at.
to get a divorce.
Oh, that's
Just
nice.
being the Feywild. It went sour, of course.
Does
They
Brandy-
are now ignoring you as these two children are running around, figuring out. But they bump. How many are there? Well, technically two made it inside. There was another child, but he fell flat and fell back
Bounced
to the
off
ground.
of
But the
me.
rest of them are looking up at the inn, still muttering against themselves.
Phoebe's
Amongst themselves,
considering the size of his paper and is considering going for some more.
You have one bullywug child following after you. While the other bullywug is pointing at the sleeping steed and like poking at its rear end and trying to feel its fur.
It's dry. What's it?
Can I make an intimidation check?
Sure.
All right, what is that? Charisma?
Mhm.
Doing this at a
Intimidation.
-2.
Oh boy.
Hey,
Yeah, it's not bad.
A child freezes in place at the sound.
My friend here has asked politely for you to unhand him. Must you be unhanded yourself?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay.
And it
What is
starts.
your name, little one?
My name?
I will put it in a book and toss it on the shelf.
That doesn't sound very great and all. But my name is Ripple.
Ripple, a fine name indeed.
I know, that's just my...
Panagiotacus is the name of my steed.
No, I wasn't done.
Oh,
My name is Ripple Jr., the Count of Bogbottom.
Ripple Jr., the Count of Bogbottom.
Yep. Now you can say your name.
Really straining with this rhyming curse.
I mean, it's gone. So.
It's gone.
I know, but he doesn't know that.
As soon as he says the word orange,
it's all over.
She's
And
bubble.
where do you find this Bogbottom?
My Bogbottom? That's my family name. You're not very smart, are you?
Oh, child, that is something I would consider hurtful.
But you're a tin can, so it's not hurtful.
And he runs up the stairs.
Damn. One psychic damage. I didn't even get to rhyme. I didn't even get to do a second line.
So, Brandywine, you're coming out, stopping at the stairs, and all of a sudden you see a very small bullywug dressed in a yellow, horrific yellow trouser setup. And he comes up, almost leaping in a way before stopping in his tracks, seeing you.
What are you? You don't have web feet either. Not even green, no
Brandy
even
looks
warts.
at the child and considers how far the stairs go down.
What? What is wrong with you?
It's okay, it's a
Sorry.
frog. They're bouncy.
But Brandy looks down, blinks.
What's that?
And then all of a sudden you see as the bullywug catches Deco running towards Yunara.
No, she's gonna put her hand up and said, "That's a friend of mine, and please don't bother it."
Well, what are you? Didn't say what you are.
I'm a Witchlight hand.
What's that?
Well, if you go downstairs, you'll find out. It's a mystery.
Sounds boring. What
There's
are
shiny
you?
gems downstairs.
Nah, I don't care. What are you?
Brandy is stupefied. Someone that doesn't care about shinies.
What, you've never seen a satyr before?
What's that?
She just kind of holds her arms out to the side and just shrugs her shoulders like,
Eee!
You look hairy.
Brandy knocks on the door over here.
I mean,
Eee!
you don't.
Yeah, what? He's looking at the. You're not wearing any pants, are you?
no, I don't guess I am.
Yeah, he's like looking at your
One
legs, and he's
fluff?
like,
That's very hairy.
"You don't even have web feet. What are those?" And he's pointing at your hooves.
Their hooves, they help me run.
And
Do you
dance.
jump? Do you
Sure,
leap?
I can leap.
How far?
How
And
far
you can
I-
see as he's bouncing in anticipation.
You want to find out?
Let's play leapfrog.
Just kind of looks toward Brandy, just kind of helplessly, but then she realizes that that's kind of a futile gesture. So, love you, just being honest.
Mhm.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, hey, Treg, master of everything D&D. Do satyrs have some kind of like inherent jump thing,
Yes,
or
of course they do. Mirthful leaps.
I, for whatever reason, cannot find it
D8.
anywhere?
Oh, the Mordenkainen's book, you make a long or high jump, you roll a d8 and add the number rolled to number of feet covered, even in a standing jump. So extra distance costs movement as usual.
Yeah, mirthful leaps. It's on your sheet.
I'm sure I'm looking right at it. There you are. Okay. Yep. But yeah, I was just completely looking over it. Okay.
Well, okay. We're gonna go to that room and we'll jump. Okay?
I want to go outside. It's
No,
not that
no. This is
all
better.
the
In here.
let
And he
it
starts
go
pulling at your hand, Yunara.
Yeah, okay, I guess this is happening. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
And then he goes over to the window and starts
Oh.
trying to shove it open.
Wait.
Oh.
You be out the window?
Yeah, why not? That's how leapfrog is.
What kind of leapfrog do you play?
Well, how else are you going to play leapfrog? You guys see how far you leap out the window.
This kid's about to get Eric Claptoned.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Why don't you demonstrate?
He pauses for a second.
I just wanted to maybe help him down the stairs. You want him to jump out of a 30-foot tall building.
Who's the one that led me to the window, man?
the second story of a 30-foot tall chicken house.
What's in it for me if I take it first?
The satisfaction of knowing that you showed me up?
You're right.
And he goes, he runs back and starts charging, getting himself ready, getting his arms pumped.
Okay, I got this.
And he starts, all right. Oh. And then he starts running fast as he can. And then he leaps out of the window. And you watch as he keeps going and going. And then you see he disappears into the green misty fog. And you hear a distinct splash.
The hero has fallen.
Can she see through the fog, or?
Do you have dark vision?
I want to say yes. Apparently I don't.
Nope,
Brandy
you don't know where
hears-
the frog went.
Okay, great.
Brandy hears the exertion of jumping, and she looks out the window. Where did the kid go?
I mean, I heard a splash and frogs can swim, right? I'm sure he's fine.
We're kind of high up.
She just
At that
leans
point,
out the window.
Camiros walks up the stairs.
I have dark vision.
Our conversation is not done. Just as it was starting to get fun.
Do I see where he landed? I have dark vision.
You, beyond looking beyond the crowd of grown-up bullywugs, you see something gurgling and causing large ripples and a lot of splashes going off just about 30 feet away from them. And you watch as a small head pops up from the water.
Beep.
And you see as the little child turns around and points in that direction where the window is.
Hey, Yadara just leans out the window. Hey, kid, are you alive?
Of course I'm alive. I'm a bullywug.
Good deal. And then she just closes the window and walks away.
Did you push that child out the window?
No, of course not. He jumped.
You let the child jump out the window?
He's a frog. He's fine.
I would have helped.
Oh, hello, Brandy. You're looking quite dandy. About last night, you gave me a bit of a fright. I'm not sure I'm able to commit to another relationship so soon. Although, you do have features that would make most men swoon.
You just see a very big eye roll coming from Gelly Deco.
Excuse me. Oh, what's going on?
Oh, hi, Fee. Well, there are a bunch of bullywugs outside.
Frog people.
Oh, yes, I've read about them before. Yeah.
One just jumped off the steeple.
Oh, what? Are they okay?
He's fine. He landed right in the water and swam away.
Oh, well, I guess it makes sense. They do have incredibly powerful hind feet. They work almost like a spring, a shock absorber. I'm sure he's all right.
Are you?
How are you feeling, Miss Fee?
I'm...
Last night you were looking downright misty.
Are you rhyming?
Brandy blinks. Tomaros, why am I not attracted to you right now?
Oh, thank the gods! Here I was thinking I was cursed with being beautiful. Wait, I'm not rhyming anymore.
What caused those things to happen in the first place?
Dick! I believe the divorce worked!
I don't know if Noko's actually here or not.
I don't think he is.
No, I'm here.
Oh, yay!
We are no longer bound in holy matrimony.
No, just by a leash.
Speaking of
I
leash,
mean,
I'll take that. Thank you.
I'm gonna pass it back.
Gek, you hear Galley Deco talk to you.
Technically, you're still bound to him. I don't know what he's going off about, but any more of this talk about it, and you're gonna get cursed again.
That is some real bullshit. Both of us are underage. We cannot legally enter a contract. This is not rules lawyering. This is regular lawyering.
I mean, it's
This is
Feywild.
Not
Sure.
Welcome
Communicating
to
with
the
frog
Feywild.
children in a like Baba Yaga style house in the middle of the Feywild with a automaton, a kobold that had his hand and feet switched, and we're arguing age of marriage.
Consent.
Listen, the Fae are pretty tricksy, but they're not one to like condone child marriage. I wouldn't think.
I'm
They
also a
steal
robot that knows
babies.
ceremony. We can make it.
Yeah,
happen.
but they don't marry off those babies until they're
No.
older.
They
Time-
eat them or they
time
turn
works-
them into other fairies.
Time works differently in the Feywild. For all they know, you are of legal age. Or not legal age. Who knows? There's not legalities in the Feywild. There's just
Their whole thing is
chaos.
legalities. That's like their
No,
whole thing.
You did
Not
the
legalities. Deals.
Technicalities.
Technicalities. Legalities,
Technically
they don't
legal,
care
and the
about.
best kind of legal.
I mean, peace but no ceremony. It has no rules on age, so
Mhm.
This
it can happen.
child that was just born is now going through a rite of rite of passage. Yep.
It does not say it cannot be done.
Is Bar Mitzvah one of the ceremony prepared spells?
Also, I found out something funny that I'm going to do with it because I prepared ceremony, and for the little frog that's falling behind me, I am now going to give him a 1-hour lecture of signing my paper and joining my peace term and conditions to ritually cast ceremony
Cult.
to follow my god.
Oh my god.
Prepare for even more peace bot bullshit.
Can you post the ceremony, please, for me?
Yes, I can.
What is going on? Gek is slowly sneaking up to Fee.
So I can cast it as a ritual, and I can do dedication. I can touch a humanoid who wishes to be dedicated to my god's service for the next 24 hours. When they make a saving throw, they get a d4 to add to the save.
Oh boy.
My terms and
frog-
conditions now come
The
with
little
benefits.
frog is that's following you, PB, is a little girl in a frilly Lolita dress, and
Oh,
that's
no.
blue and has a little bit of pink hemming and ribbons around her waist, and she looks up at you, eyes wide and blinking, and she nods her head as if understanding.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it's better than being at home. Have you listened to the adults droll on and on? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, look at me. I am beauty as a beautiful, beautiful tadpole out here, and what do? Ignore me. I mean, I don't care if as long as I follow you and whatnot, as long as I get attention.
This one's the worst.
They're not sending their best.
I mean, all right, yeah. PB just says, hands me some paper. Statement. Then sign here and prepare for the ritual to embrace peace. And if she sticks around for the next hour, yeah, PB is now going to ritually cast ceremony to dedicate her to his entity of peace.
Okay. She looks at it.
Do you want it in like bullywog or something? That's all I can write.
Peacebog just shrugs.
Right.
Here, and she takes the paper, and then she starts her tongue just starts flicking along the paper as if trying to make this weird saliva based signature.
Here you go.
Peacebog puts his hand on her head and then spends a hour ritually casting ceremony.
While he's doing that, can we rally the troops so I can do a little inspiring speech?
Just before all that, Gek is sneaking up on Fee and gives her a giant hug.
Yep. Fee is completely flabbergasted by the other nonsense happening in front of her. She does not even see Gek coming.
Hug time.
That one came from the heart. He's no longer cursed.
Hi, Gek. And you see, like, with her one arm that's sort of trapped in the hug. She kind of like pats his snout. ah, um, ah, you're really strong, Kek. Ow.
Die.
Now, small dragon, do not brutalize the injured woman.
Thank you, Dominos. I think I'm doing a little better this morning.
That is good to hear.
Yes, I hope I won't slow us all down, but I will be down an arm for a little while until I can.
Yeah, you can take one of mine.
Hey. He pulls an arm out of his bag.
What? What kind of arm?
GM, what kind of arm?
I didn't realize you had an arm on you.
Is this like a rotting arm? He's just pulled from a bag.
Was this in your inventory this
No,
whole time?
honestly, can we say it's like a long gone, long desiccated, like skeletal arm
some
that I've had since the start of the campaign, but it's never come up.
A skeletal trophy he took from his first skeleton he ever smited.
We did
You
go
know,
through a mine with a
it's
bunch of
that-
skeletons in it, so
You pull out an arm and it just seems to be grabbing randomly in the air.
What on earth is that thing?
Like a mob, like a Legend of Zelda skeleton arm. Just like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dominos.
ran into some violent dead a little while back. This arm still seems to be functional. If you would like to, do your doctor magic on it.
I don't think that's functional. I think it's malevolent.
The arm's just like flicking me aggressively in the helmet.
Pretty
Now
much.
it's perfectly docile. I've removed it from its evil form.
This is so stupid.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, I'm at a loss too.
Now, everybody gather around and lend me your ears.
Where is
no,
Yes,
thank you.
baby.
It looks like you're gonna take it and keep it. By the looks of that.
Gosh, Brandywine, it's a metaphor. Have you no sense of turns of phrases and... Still flabbergasted by my beauty. Understandable.
You see her hand start to resemble that one spell she was going to be using to turn you into a miniature sun and start pointing it at you.
Oh, what's that?
Jan, can I make him toasty?
No.
I love toast.
Brandy, behave.
I'm gonna go to my happy place, and it's shiny. That's right. And she's gonna try to squeeze in between everyone. And I would like to slink on over back down to the study with its wonderful, wonderful things.
Does my voice carry all through the inn?
I mean, on the upper floor, yeah.
God damn. What if I stand on like the middle of the stairs? I just want to do that inspiring
Sure.
leader check.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose I'll have to project a bit. Also, forgive the rhyming. I did think of this speech when I was still beset by the curse. The sun has risen upon a new day.
Oh
At
my
least
god.
I assume, as it is not on display. We cannot sit here and twiddle our thumbs. Something wicked this way comes. By nullified contract, we have found ourselves cursed. Of these vile effects, we are now dispersed. And onwards to free those children from evil. We will vanquish this hag in a manner most medieval.
I am inspired to
You
engage
get a
in my
whole bunch of
coping
temporary
mechanism.
hit points. Yeah.
How many?
I can't remember. It
Says
should be
right-
5 plus 3 plus something. 8.
Level and charisma. The old boy.
And who all is getting it? Because it's what, 5? It's
Every party member except for me.
Okay.
It's 6 targets. Frankly, I probably should have not given it to either barbarian and instead like done my ox, but that is okay.
Wait, why is the frog prince or princess in the room?
You don't realize this,
Nope,
sorcerer,
I'm still dead
but you are still fast asleep, but you have a female noble frog in the room, and she's watching you sleep with a smile on her
This is
face.
creepy.
Oh no.
Stupid sexy sorcerer.
Oh, he makes the most beautiful sounds when he sleeps. If only he was a frog like me, or if I was a human like he.
Now she's speaking in rhyme.
Yeah, just gonna try
Oh, my
opening the door
prince,
over here.
please turn me into the princess that I'll ever wish to be. And she leans over you. So Jeff Raider just posted. Okay. You feel something wet and moist on top of your head, sorcerer.
And another one attempting to enter your mouth.
What? What? No. What?
You see as you wake up, you see a bulgy-eyed frog with flowing, what looks like attached hair on the back of her, top of her bald head. And she's looking at you dreamingly. She pulls back. Hello, handsome.
Hi. Do I know you?
No, but you get to know me. And she smiles big.
Oh God, I feel uncomfortable.
I need an adult.
Another time. For you see, I am a princess of this land, and I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle. And since you're the most strongest one of them all, I need your assistance.
Oh no.
Get curious blasphemy.
Oh, neat. He just rolls up to basically be sitting on the edge of the bed, outside the sheets. You need a what?
I need a strong man. For you see, I am in a bit of a pickle.
You're in a pickle.
Yeah.
What do you need a strong man for, in this case?
Well, I need you to love me in order to break my curse.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, yeah.
How tall is this frog?
She is the same height as you.
Kinky.
How the fuck?
Let me see the rest of my friends just to make sure. You know, if you gotta love me, I gotta love you. You gotta love my friends too. You know.
Oh no!
What? No, no.
Yes. The phrasing.
It's just you and I. It's just all business.
He squints his eye a little bit. Well, I may not know much, but I get a feeling there's something you're not telling me.
How cruel! And she looks really offended, putting her little tubby little finger web fingers upon her chest.
Would it be the first
Here
time
I-
the sorcerer's disappointed someone?
Here I am
Oh no.
proclaiming my love for you, and you don't trust me? I have been watching you all night, making sure you were safe. And this is what you do?
Well, considering you were just watching me all night, that is, at least amongst my kind of people, what we consider a little bit strange.
I suppose you have a point. But really, the others don't need to be involved.
If I'm supposed to love you and you're supposed to love me, why hide the love?
Because it is the most noblest of love. Only the purest of hearts, like yours, may know.
I'm still trying to figure out what makes it more noble if it's hidden from everyone else.
Well, I don't make the rules.
And she puts her hands on her hips.
You kind of are, ma'am.
I'm not.
Well, in that case, I'm also making the rules, and part of the rules is that the love doesn't be hidden.
No, it can stay hidden.
But what if, someone else wants to, spread affection towards it, and they don't know? Wouldn't that break their heart?
She thinks for a second.
Well, it doesn't matter to our kind, and you're a different kind.
But it matters to my kind.
Well, you can be our kind.
Starmorose thing as he opens the door.
Almost, you open the door and you see a frog woman with attached hair on her bald head and a very pompous dress.
My
Looking.
apologies. I did not realize this room was occupied for certain activities. I will go.
See?
Guys, I
Sorcerer
think the
starts
wedding is
laughing.
imminent.
PB no ceremony.
Tomiros.
Oh.
Oh,
I'm taking this one.
Gotta give me a cut on the commission fees
He
though.
understands. He understands that some love has to be hidden, and he gave us that. So, my darling,
She takes your hands in hers.
Oh, by the way, if you need to be married, I can do that now. Okay, goodbye. Good luck.
you hear that, my darling? We could get married right on the spot.
In the back of your head, you hear another voice, a very annoyed and growling, hissing voice. Destroy this pest. What foolishness is this?
the window's right there. You know you want to. Happy wedding to the ground.
Where's my bagpipes invisibility when you need it? Look, you know what they say, love is enduring, love is kind, love's hold no boundary of wrong. For me to affirm that it is true love, I need to know that it's enduring. We'll think about it.
But I love. Please, no. You can't do this.
And she desperately tries to take the back of your arm, but as she grabs a hold of your now scaled arm, her hands flinch back as it's now boiled and warded over than her normal warts as her skin starts to burn.
Oh,
What devilry is this? Do you really hate me, though?
No, I do not hate you. It just
I hate
takes
you.
time.
Kill it.
Yeah, internal monologue. Shut up. It's weird enough that she's our, internal monologue. It's very weird enough she's coming in. You have one side that says love, love, love. Give in to your desires, and the other side also says hate, hate, hate. Give in to your desires. Just leave me in peace. Internal monologue, of course. I'm not saying this out loud.
Peace.
you said the P word. If then you're not.
I mean, PB still.
Paper.
You just hear a very low growl, but it doesn't respond to your words. But you feel the connection up to this voice that's been lingering around you for some time. And it fizzle away, but then you feel your arm impulsively act on its own, and you watch as this bullywug gets slapped across the face by your own hand.
Damn.
My what?
And she looks at you and is distraught and starts crying.
Hold on, just so the player is clear. Basically, the voice of the baghead took control of his arm and slapped the frog.
Yep.
No save, no anything, just damn.
Yep.
Oh, no. Tries to give the frog a hug. No, that wasn't.
She just shakes her head and then she runs and leaps out the window.
I just forgot to take my lithium, I swear.
No.
Oh, I suppose.
You have to miss taking it for a couple of weeks for that to happen. I know a guy.
Sorcerer's anabolic steroid use is interfering with his other meds.
Roid rage!
I would say the tattoos are more scaly than the arm. But that just is a slight flavor difference.
Oh, there are actually dragon scales on your arm.
Yeah, that's true. I can't wait to leave this place.
And as you do that, you feel that presence before that sensation that has your arm in control that you couldn't control fade away. And now you're back in your own control of your own limb.
Sorcerer, good morning. What was those voices we heard?
He is ignoring all that and just going downstairs. Gonna find some food.
Ah, the walk of shame. I have heard much talk of this.
Shut up, Tomoros.
What? What did I do?
What
You're
exactly
making
did
too
you
many assumptions.
Okay.
Tomoros, what exactly did you see when you looked in there?
They were just holding each other. Sorcerer seemed to have a bit of a stronger grip.
Who? What?
There was a frog lady, as tall as he was.
Another of the bullywugs?
Yes, and she seemed like a nightmare. But it is not my place to say.
Fee
If
looks
she
at
has
you.
captured his heart, then so be it.
Fee looks up at Yanara.
Yanara, am I dreaming? Is this all still... Am I not awake yet?
Unfortunately, I don't think so.
To be honest, I really think that Balorna's pulling her tricks.
Gelideko saying to Gek.
Gek's way over here, looking at this door.
Fee just points at the donut lizard. Oh, the pastry gecko is still here.
Meh.
Yes,
Yeah.
met to you too.
Yeah, it poked me in the eye this morning.
Meh. And it jumps off of your head, jumps onto Fee's head, and starts scrambling over to Gek.
You know, I've got a headache.
Yeah, I think I'm getting one too.
You see Feel like open up her bag and just pull out. There's a couple. They're not pills. They don't look like pills, but they're small, spherical, medicinal, little satchels or whatever. And she just kind of opens one up, takes out a small white-looking pill, and just pops it in her mouth. I'm going to go find breakfast.
Yeah, food sounds good. Come on, Gek. She tugs on the leash.
Yes, come on, Gek. We need to find a place to finalize this divorce.
No idea what that is.
You see, when two people love each other very much,
Gek's already gone.
Brandy would like to look around for another diamond.
Well, Gek
Maybe
would be
it's
gone,
something-
but Gek is not magical. Gek can now go through walls.
Yeah, could also be taken downstairs.
Yeah, pretty much working on it.
Thank you.
Oh,
Wait, why are there two Yadaras right now?
But I only see one.
Oh, I see two. Oh, I've got weirdness happening on my side, I guess.
Brandywine, what are you doing as you enter the same room with P-Spot as he's putting a hand upon a little small child, female bullywug?
I am fast walking over towards the study, slow down as I pass a spot. What is the process? Is he like making binary noises as he's fax
Dial
machine
up.
noises?
Yeah, dial up.
Dial-up modem noises.
Yep.
And as he's doing that, all this little girl is just talking his ear off, just complaining about her days, how her parents are awful, how they don't pay attention to her, how she should be a queen of the swampy pageant, and
He's
that
not turned off his ears at this point. He's just his moment emotions.
And so you're looking for a diamond.
I'm looking at the shiny diamonds. Yes.
There's variations of different diamonds on here and different other jewels on the shelves that are still lingering there that caught your eye before. And just like last time, as if you recall, as you tried to steal one before, something prevented you from taking it.
Got one.
Hmm?
I thought I got one before. Or no.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
But you still want to try to get one?
I would like to try getting a diamond of at least 400 gold worth. Yes.
You roll me a sleight of hand check.
Fuck.
I was almost at 18.
Yeah, almost.
As you go to reach one of the bookshelves, you see this giant diamond that's bristling and sparkling in the light, just casting almost like a rainbow of sorts. As you go to reach for it, you feel a very big smack on the back of your wrist, and you feel like even the weight of your hand go downwards. But you don't see anything next to you.
In the couple of moments she takes to process that, Phoebe's dial-up noises happen again, and she decides she can't bear that, so she's gonna go back to where all the others are.
Very
gathering.
well. So as you all gather into the dining room for breakfast, there is now a giant ox in the kitchen. But I didn't realize that until now.
He's nudging the assistant.
You're in the way. I'm trying to serve food.
Does he understand her? Or sorry, does she understand him?
She doesn't speak Celestial.
Damn. Does she speak animal?
No.
He gets out of the way, grudgingly.
Thank you.
Sits at the table.
And she comes out with just her normal trays of just what breakfast would be, like little muffins, blueberry muffins, to pancakes, to waffles. There's eggs and bacon and sausage, and she's putting out orange juice and apple juice, apple cider, to her special bean juice, just for an option.
So, is this normal food, not enchanted food?
Ah.
Please don't
Well,
serve us.
I'm
Don't serve us enchanted food this morning, okay?
Oh. Okay, sorry.
It was actually really fun when you did before.
No,
And then Brownie puts her hands over her mouth.
It was not very fun. No.
Well, okay, I'm sorry.
She takes away the bean juice.
But everything else isn't affected. I mean, the bean juice does give you some energy. Like, for example, I actually tried it the night before. I've actually been awake for the past 24 hours, really. But it gives you a bit of a boost.
Did you say bean juice?
Tomorrow.
Yes, I served it to you yesterday.
I can provide something that can give an energy boost, so thank you, but we don't need it.
I'll take some bean juice.
Well,
See, Fee just
She
kind of like
looks-
shrink into her chair.
She looks over.
Tomrose, lay off the bean juice just for today, please.
let's
But I
say
feel
this.
terrible that I don't have it.
Let's say this for the sake for Miss Fee and what happened yesterday. I won't serve it. But if you really want it, Mr. Tomrose, I will put it in a jug for you, and then you can have that on your travels, okay?
I would like nothing better.
Okay,
To
I will
break
do
her
that.
toast.
I will do that.
And then she turns around and where the breakfast is served out to all of you.
Where is PB? Where is P-Spot?
Doing some strange T-spot things.
Oh, in the study with Master Drake?
No, with a little girl. Well, I think it's a girl. It's one of the Bullywog children that wandered in. They're having a wonderful one-sided conversation. I think he's enjoying it. He's patting her on the head.
Oh, okay. I don't think he eats food, but maybe I will go check on him.
If you value
Don't
your
worry, I got
sanity,
him covered.
He starts scraping all the grease into one corner of his plate.
P, if you value your sanity, you might not want to. He's fine.
I think I would like to go check on him. Thank you.
He just kind of slowly gets up, pads out of the room.
Brandy sighs and starts piling meat products onto her plate and starts digging in.
Did Fee finish her breakfast?
She didn't take a bite.
Tamiris is gonna grab an extra plate and pack it away in a takeout container.
You enter the room and you watch as it's PB is kind of like faded. More like he's just standing there with a hand on this bullywug's little head, and she's just yapping away, almost a mile a minute.
From the time that Fee has spent with PB in the last couple hours, 3 days that they've been together, would she recognize that he has turned off sensors of some sort?
Yep.
Excuse me, young bullywug person?
She immediately turns in her spot with the hand still on her head.
You're different. Small, like me, but not as pretty as me.
Fee,
I mean,
almost
you don't even
unconsciously,
have-
she kind of like reaches up and like combs a little bit of her hair. There's a little bit of a sheepishness about her if you say that.
I mean, you don't even have web feet. What are you?
Nobody important. Could I borrow Peaspot for a minute?
He's busy. He's really talking to me, actually. So apparently we're standing and having this wonderful conversation. I mean, he's a great listener. I mean, he's been listening all this time, unlike my parents and everyone else around me. So he's, again, he's really busy. And we're supposedly supposed to follow his peace of God or something like that. But I don't mind. I mean, he's way attentive of me than you.
I mean, I feel like Fee would know that I'm casting a spell. Like, I'm not.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
she
she
both
would.
recognizes that he is in the process of spellcasting and that he has turned off his audio, his oral sensors. It's just like,
He's watching you, like he sees you come in and like kind of gives you kind of a cocks his head a little bit as he's still like reciting. Turns on his ears, for lack of description, to kind of see what you're going to say. It's not like he's blind.
I don't know if Peaspot can reciprocate your affections, little one. He's not actually been listening to you. He's turned off his audio sensors.
What? Of course he's been listening to me. Are you blind? And she turns to look at you, PB, and you cocked your head, and she's like, see, he's paying attention. Of course, look at him. He's listening to me, unlike you. So why don't you just go back to where you came from? And just as that she says that, you watch as she just vanishes without a trace.
Connection lost.
Blinking.
Attempting to reconnect.
Multiple times.
PB,
And she kind of like waves her one hand.
can you turn back on your audio sensors?
She got like
Statement. They are back on. They were re-engaged when I saw you enter the room. The little one's pratter was unhelpful for the performance of the ceremony.
Oh, might I ask what you were casting?
I was indicting her into the terms and conditions of peace. Finally, a benefit for signing.
Oh. I see.
Finally.
You hear all around you the doors and the windows immediately slap hard and start locking themselves, and even more bars start to form on the windows. And you just hear a very heavy sigh from the chair behind you, Fee, as Drake appears out of thin air before all of you, and you and PB. Ugh, what a nightmare. Who let them into my house?
Oh, good morning, Master Drake. Are you okay?
No.
Is this like
Someone...
is this an actual... Like, is this
That
a
is this-
projection of him, or is it actually him?
It's actually him.
Okay.
No, Someone broke my charm last night. And he holds up a necklace, and you see something, it's shattered straight down in the middle. It's supposed to help me concentrate on the magic in this house, and someone broke it.
Oh, would you like me to take a look at it? I have some experience with magical items and artifacts of some sort.
That would be much appreciated, dear.
Right.
I feel like a lot of the Feywild reached into here. My domain is... it's nauseating.
Oh, right. Well, please sit. Are you hurt at all?
I don't know what to say. I mean, I feel like something's missing.
It's the right half of his body.
Yeah, can she like just do a cursory like visual medical check of him?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Ooh.
Jeez, that's a 30. You, just by looking at him, I mean, he doesn't appear to have any bruises or anything like that, but you do see some dark circles under his eyes. Just, you can see the fatigue and the just very obnoxious red veins in his silver pupils. But upon closer, so you're getting very up closer to him, like almost like taking his hand, trying to make sure nothing is out of place. You spot something just underneath his collar and the necklaces he wears, but you see red thread wrapped around his neck, and it fades in and out, like almost pulsating.
That's strange. PB, do you have your magic identification sensors on?
Confirm. Yeah, continues to use his detect magic.
Can you I don't know if maybe you can see it, but Master Drake, there is a strange arcane fluctuation around your neck. It looks a little bit like a red thread. Would you mind if me and my companion look at it?
He stares at you, bewildered. Said there's red thread around my neck.
Well, in a manner of speaking, yes. It seems to be... well, I can't tell how ethereal or corporeal it is. It does have the properties of, well, at least from a visual inspection, some sort of illusion or a... PB, do you see it with your sensors?
Well, DM, do I detect the magic of it, or?
Yeah, you see it, and it's... At first, you're kind of confused because it looks almost just like a normal thread, like a ribbon of sorts. But there is some very dark... I'm trying to look up the specific term for it. It's very dark energy, and you do feel... Oh, what's the... Sorry, I'm like trying to look it up myself. It's pretty much a dark, twisted version of enchantment. But as for what it is, you don't know per se, but you watch as this pulsating thread just continues for a little bit more before it vanishes before both of your eyes and just disappears. And you just feel and see that Drake just slumps further in his chair and just sighs heavily.
Right. Well, perhaps maybe something to worry about later. If you'd like, I can look at your amulet, see if I can do some repair work on it.
Yeah, here, and he hands over the medallion for you. To you.
She'll take it and walk back over to the table over here, sets it down. As much as she can, she's going to see what she can do to repair it.
Okay. PB, what are you doing?
I guess PB would probably go try to assist Fee with like offering mending, if he can, to the amulet.
Okay.
PB is still concerned about Fee, but doesn't know how to respond to it after what he saw.
Sure.
All right.
So Fee is also casting mending. Using her, one of her gadgets, she's doing mending on it. As she's doing so, can I use Artificer's Lore to kind of get a sense of the history or something of, trying to learn more about this object? Obviously, the Artificer's Lore is, somebody posted. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to magic items, alchemical objects, or technological device, it can...
Right. So you're kind of like studying this, and you're watching as the magic kind of interweaves, and it's very interesting because it flashes with different types of energy, from invocation to enchantment to to other. It's just like a very large birth of weave of magic in this one simple necklace, and it almost feels, in a way, you feel it tugging back towards Drake, but then it kind of weakens in your grasp again as you're still trying to feel this energy try to rekindle its power, but it's not really taking much hold despite both of you holding and mending over it. But from the looks of it, if he says that it was protecting him from and it was protecting him from certain things, and with Brandywine using dispel magic, it somehow broke due to that spell. But and you're getting these two pieces together, and and he even proclaimed that it helps him with his concentration. You get the idea that some wizards use amulets to produce their own energy into it, to store store spells, and to store or keep track of their concentration over certain protection wards and runes. And being that from the small time that you have in with Drake, and he's able to remove so many of your guys' curses, and still even unconscious, have these weird disturbances occur inside the building, from Brandywine being pushed and being knocked from her, being stealing stuff, from Gek floating into the room. It's kind of getting here and there that he could be a powerful wizard, but you don't know what kind of wizard he is.
Okay. As she's tinkering with it, she'll sense all of this, that it's some sort of a focus for his spells and for his concentration, and she's actually going to apply an infusion to it. This means that over in the other room, Tomoros may or may not notice it, but the infusion on his armor that was improving it slowly fades away. She is going to apply Mind Sharpener to the amulet. she notices that the magic is broken, but she understands that this is important to his mental capacities, and she is just going to, you see her, with her one arm. It's sort of clumsy, but she's basically using a couple different trinkets, sets up a few runes around it, draws them quickly on the table, sloppily. She has to do it a couple times because she's not used to writing left-handed, but eventually gets it all in place. And then there's this aura that she starts channeling into it from her hand. It glows a soft purple from her hand as she applies this to it, and then steps back. And there's still a crack, but there's a small, sphere, very faint, kind of scintillates around the amulet as she holds it up, looks at it, and says,
Well, I don't know much else I can do for it, but this may help.
Does the fusion work on an amulet?
Does anything happen, or does this end up fading away, Key?
As you're working over this, you feel that connection of your own power working over this particular amulet, and you watch as it kind of even seals in place, but then you hear a ticking in your ear. And for a second, it causes you to pause as you watch as the amulet still being sealed, but that ticking continues to chime away. But it seems it doesn't affect the amulet. For whatever you did, it seems it's still intact. That power that you put into this amulet and whatever weave that even Drake put in is still intertwining. It's still pulsating with power. So it was successful. But that ticking in your ear is still there.
Strange. Don't think about it. I think this should do. Thank you, PB, for your help.
And she'll turn and walk back to Drake and hand it to him.
Right. I don't know if this will help, but I've sealed some of the loose arcane threads that were escaping from the cracks, and bound it in a small enchantment that should at least help your mental acuity and focus.
I appreciate that. Thank you. He leans forward and takes it and just places it back over his head, sighing more in relief as it's back over him. And you feel, or not really feel, more like you even see that his fatigueness kind of fades away, and even the red veins in his eyes kind of retreat back. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Seems to have improved the color of your complexion.
Well, I apologize if things got very chaotic last night. I don't exactly know what happened, but all I can remember is reading over my books, and Faye rubs his temple. Sorry, I just don't remember anymore.
Well, you look tired, and perhaps a good breakfast, and they always say a walk or some sort of light physical activity after a meal helps to facilitate the transfer of nutrients into your body. That may help.
Yeah, it might. let's head to the kitchen, yeah? And he pushes himself out of the chair and starts making his way over, and he looks over to PB. Ah, right, either you can, I don't know what you do, actually. Soldi didn't really tell me what you do. All I know is you just tower over things. And then he just starts making his way towards the dining room.
He will actually sit down in his chair and, for a moment, stops and pulls out one of her notebooks and starts flipping through it, looking at the. She starts kind of scanning over the schematic she has for the infusion she just used, and is mentally double checking that the work she did actually matches what she sees here. There's a little moment of panic as she's just infused something and doesn't actually remember or know if it would possibly cause something negative, and just is having a slight panic moment. But eventually it passes as she reads through and can only ascertain that she infused it correctly, so.
Okay. So, Drake enters the room as the rest of you are eating your meals, and he just walks past all of you, taking a seat next to Brandywine, and just plops down, picking up his own plate, gathering the food before acknowledging all of you. Good morning.
Master Drake. Good to see you back on your feet. We were worried when we failed to resuscitate you last night.
He raises a brow and looks in your direction. What do you mean?
You just kind of keeled over. We thought you were dead. We tried chest compressions, but nothing worked.
Oh, that's right. Did you notice he was missing a shoe?
Nope.
Brandywine's eyes widen, and she just looks down at her plate and slowly chews at her bacon, reminded of yesterday night.
Well, if I did fall dead, whatever magic you brought me back, I thank you for. But it seems that we had intruders in my home, and a little bit of unnecessary presences here. And he looks between both you and Gek, and I still see that some are still intact.
Intruders, you say? Point them out such that we may wipe them from the face of this plane.
No, I saw outside. There's a damn bullywogs up to no good. Always wanting to know what's lurking in their lands and wanting to own everything that they want. Snapping away, feeling like they own everything in the world. Annoying creatures. And he just bites into his muffin.
We actually happened to interrogate some of them about the hag that seems to be behind the ailment that has befallen you.
He stops for a moment. And what did you find out?
Well, we can climb some clotheslines, or we can go and kill the king. Or there's a door sometimes, but apparently it's quite a bit off the ground at the moment.
He takes a few more bites before swallowing. First off, don't even bother killing the king. He does it to himself. All of them have, the 19 have.
The kings are suicidal?
No, it's the Ring of Power.
The Ring of Power is suicidal?
not. Gosh, how do I simplify this? Bullywogs are very territorial and always wanting to assume in power, so they constantly kill each other to reign that power.
Ah, I believe I read a historical account of these events. I believe it was called Game of Thrones?
I've never heard of it. Regardless, if you're going to visit the Hag Belvon, I should warn you that you do not want to make any pacts with her. And if you were to... He kind of stops for a second, confused. Just don't make any pacts with her.
Do not worry. The only pact making we'll be doing is packing a skull into a neck stump.
Very well. Well, I don't know how long I want to stay here, but if you are going to go there soon, I would try to make a path for you from all these stinking, prying bullywogs. But maybe after breakfast.
Eat, get your strength back.
And he nods at that and just continues eating. I will say I think this would be a good stopping point for the night.